Okay, hopefully this angle is good. I don't know if anybody is here yet. And hopefully you can hear me. So let me know, because I didn't have my microphone plugged in when we started. And then I just got up and plugged it in and kind of turned my air conditioner down. So hopefully it's not too loud. Hi, Beth. Can you hear me? Okay, awesome. So I have the directions on my iPad over here, and I have the chat over here on my laptop. So if I'm looking over here, I'm looking at the chat. I don't know. I don't remember how I set up last time. It would almost be better to have those flopped. I don't know. But either way, that's what we're going to do. Hopefully I remember how to sew, because it's been a long time. I sewed my test of the new pattern that I want to do 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, I did not sew last weekend. So I had to clean my sewing room. It became a dumping ground of just everything, and not having time to do anything in here. It was overwhelming. So until I got that cleaned up, I couldn't even think about sewing. And then once I cleaned it, I was like, okay, now I feel like sewing. So started working on that. Hi, Julie. Hi, Kathy. Hope your drive is going well. And I don't know if the second call was also a butt dial, but I was getting ready to click go live and I declined you, and I'm sorry. All right. So, I think literally everything I'm using today is from Mormino. Nothing unusual there, except that I'm going to do two-sided straps, and I'm going to use a vinyl or webbing on the wrong side. And I don't think the webbing comes from Mormino, but I'm honestly not sure where I got it. So let's see. I put on my under eye patches before this so that maybe my eye bags would lessen a little bit before I got on live. And I put on a little bit of makeup, but not a lot, because I don't feel like it. It's the weekend. All right, so we're just going to get started because I know I'm going to be slow. So yeah, this is my exterior, which is from Mormino, and it's a one of the luxe vinyls with this oil slick and check, and it's not currently available, I don't think, but I'm pretty sure they'll have it back. Hey, Brittany. Look at one of us is live. Isn't that wild? And then this is from Mormino. It is the Renew canvas, which I think is probably my favorite lining now. It's crispy. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It creases nicely. You do need to do one. I miss watching people live, and I feel like Lauren's gone live a few times recently, more than either of us have, but it's been while I'm at work, so I'm I can't watch that. I've been working during my lunch break and everything. I'm sitting at work at my desk. I close my door at least so I get uninterrupted work time. But I'm real excited to hopefully not be doing that pretty soon. All right, so if anybody has questions about this, I guess while I sew, let me know. I'm not going to do a step-by-step tutorial. There is one, or I think, yeah, there is one. But I also haven't made an apothecary probably in a couple years. Oh, I need to clean my house too. I hate that this always goes on to top chat instead of the whole chat. I was going to do dishes, but didn't have time, and this is more important, right? I have stuff that I want to do like around the house too, and I haven't. I really, really want to paint my bedroom because when we moved in here, we intended to paint it, and it just hasn't happened. I think my husband and I both just work too much. So. All right, I feel like this vinyl's not like, I don't know. It's kind of slouchy. Okay, and also the pattern has Decoville Light on some of the pieces. I don't remember which ones. Since I'm using Renew Canvas and vinyl for the whole exterior is vinyl, Renew Canvas for the lining. I'm not using any interfacing except for Decoville Heavy on the bottom panel. So hopefully I don't regret that decision. But I do think if it feels too floppy, flimsy, whatever, I have some of the self-adhesive TheraFuse. I don't remember what it's called. That I could stick on after it's assembled to give it a little more structure. Oh, and you know what? So I just sewed this together using a 3/8 inch seam allowance, and this pattern is 1/2 inch. Oh, no, it isn't. Whew, that part's 3/8. I think most of it's 1/2. I don't, because I used to write them all 1/2. So if you click on the link that I have in the pinned post in the chat, it will take you to all of my patterns, which are 30% off right now. So this is the Apothecary, and you can find it on there. If you sort them alphabetically, it'll be first, I think, or one of the first. But all of the patterns are 30% off for this weekend because the Apothecary is 4 years old. I do so slow, like the slowest. So that's the other thing. I'm worried that I might not finish this, but we'll see. Okay, this one's also 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay. So make sure you pay attention to seam allowance on this pattern because it jumps back and forth, I think. I should have read through the directions ahead of time. Oh, awesome, Julie. I hope you post it when you make it. I feel like this is one of those patterns that everybody makes over and over. And when I made this pattern, I was like, well, I'm never going to top this. No other pattern I make could ever be this good. So I still like it that much. Although Mr. Heckles might have topped it for me. Or Ugly Naked Guy. I carry that bag all the time. Okay, I guess it depends on if I want like a shoulder bag or like a handbag. Yeah, I think Mr. Heckles, I think more people have made Mr. Heckles multiple times than the Apothecary. Something about the bottom is satisfying. Well, and the bottom is easier, I guess, to sew in because this one is like curved. Okay, so, and I hopefully did a decent job. Like I tried to fussy cut so that the squares would be like lined up on there because I knew it would annoy me if they were crooked. All right, I'm matching this up, but I'm not going to clip together all the way down the sides because I want to clip together the bottom of both of these lining panels. Okay, and we're going to sew this at a 3/4 inch seam allowance and then trim it off. And the reason I do that is to keep the extra bulk. Did I say a 3/8? 3/4. But it keeps the extra bulk out of the seam allowance at the bottom, which just makes the bottom panel easier to sew on. So what has everybody else been up to this summer? Is anybody doing anything fun? I did still plant my garden, and I kind of semi-water it. It's doing decently considering that I've not given it much attention. So I have cherry tomatoes so far, and I have cucumbers. My strawberry plants, which they're perennial, so they come back every year, but they're dying for some reason. I only got a few strawberry plants, so I don't know if it rained too much. I feel like I read something about a local strawberry farm that they said that we got so much rain in the spring that it just kind of drowned the plants, and I wonder if that's what happened to mine. So I don't know if I'll have to replant strawberries next year or if they'll come back, or I don't know, but I'm honestly not that worried about it right now. Mr. Heckles, I would say, is easier than Regina Phalange. The rounded bottom is the only like tricky part, I think. But the bottom does fit in very nicely. So I guess if you watch the video, the way I sew my rounded bottoms in, like I put the bag on its side. You'll see when I do this one, I guess. So I'm sewing it like around instead of it being like upright and sewing around like this. And I feel like that works better for me. But the Regina Phalange bottom does fit really nicely, and the curve is like big and all the way around the end, so it is easier to sew than like smaller corners are. Talk with my hands a lot. I think going live on YouTube makes you realize if you do weird things. All right, my black is just plain black Luxe from Mormino. And this part, I think I've seen people mess this up because the small end is going at the bottom, not the big end, but your brain wants to do it the other way. Hey, Sandra. I'm glad you caught me live, too. I have never planted zucchini. My mom just got some from somebody that she was going to make zucchini bread, and I don't know if she has yet. she told me she would give me some. I haven't gotten any, so I'll assume she hasn't made it. But I've never grown zucchini. I grew spaghetti squash 2 years ago, I think. And there's the squash vine borer things, larva got into the stem, which was really freaking gross and killed my plants. I did get like 4 or 5 spaghetti squash, I think, out of it before that happened. But I haven't tried any kind of like squash or zucchini since then because it really grossed me out. I cut open one of the spaghetti squash and it was like full of the larva. It was disgusting. Oh, that's cool. The Utah Shakespeare Festival that Julie just got back from. That sounds fun. A 3-day teacher workshop. Huh. That sounds very interesting. I usually go to my friend Amy's every summer, and it just didn't happen this year because all of us, me, her, my other friend Cindy, we all kind of just have a lot going on right now. So unfortunately, we're skipping this year, which I mean worked out good because I need to take a day off, but I can't right now. So soon. I was debating if I wanted to start working on this new pattern this morning, but I wanted to sew an Apothecary first, and then I was like, well, if I'm going to sew, I might as well go live. And I also think this bag used to take me maybe 2 hours. I don't remember exactly, 2.5 hours, but I feel like it'll definitely probably take me longer than that now. Oh yes, days off are a very good thing. So I think the last time I took a half a day off I had to pick my son up from the airport. No, I had to drop him off at the airport. I took a half a day vacation for that. And that was in June. And other than that, I took a couple days off in March when I had my class at Lauren's, and I haven't taken any other time off yet this year. So I obviously have my classes at Lauren's in September, so I'll be taking off a couple days for that, but I guarantee I'll be taking off some other days before then, because as soon as these couple new people we got at work are like up to speed, I need a day to myself. Oh, awesome, Elizabeth. Oh, Sandra, yeah. This year I'm doing the Friends Open Sew in September, and then next year is 2027. I think next year she has Sew Whatever Summit, right? So I will be at that, and I'm going to teach. I don't remember what we decided on, or I think I applied, so I don't think it was actually decided on yet, but I did kind of talk to Lauren about it. So I'm going to teach, though, at Sew Whatever Summit next year. And then I assume I'll have classes the following year, but like nothing is obviously planned yet. As long as Lauren will continue having me back. Yes, I love Ugly Naked Guy. So that's what I've been carrying all summer. I have one that I made out of a leopard print leather. So here's my back panel so far. It will still have the top panel on it when we do the handles, but I have to make connectors first, and that's later. All right, so we want the lining, or the pocket panels on this can get a little bit weird because the way the pattern is, the main front pocket pattern piece has like dashed lines, and you have to actually fold the pattern piece down and cut the pieces from the same pattern piece. So there's pocket panel A, B, and C, and then linings for all of those. All right, and I have my zippers. I didn't put the pulls on them yet because this will be easier to sew before I do that. So, and I cut my zippers just a little bit longer than I say in the pattern. Not for any reason, except that I don't follow my own directions. Oh, that's awesome that you like the gift bag pattern. I've made them several times to give gifts in, and it's just, I feel like it's a little bit extra special. This vinyl is slippery. All right, so first I'm going to sew this on using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then when I sew the lining pocket panel to it, you use a 3/8 inch seam allowance. So the only thing is I'm not going to change my presser foot. I have on like a narrow presser foot, so I won't be able to get quite that close to the zipper. But anyway, because I'm using vinyl and the pattern was written for cotton woven, you kind of want to use a slightly smaller seam allowance anyway, because the vinyl is thicker, so more of it gets like caught up in the fold, I guess. And then your panel can be like a little bit too short, and it's all like, it's only a tiny bit too short, so you just kind of even it out between the side panels if that happens. Mine could end up too long because my seam allowances will be less than 3/8 of an inch, in which case I'll just trim a little bit off the bottom, and it's really not a big deal. And I'll slide my zipper pull on after I have this sewed together. All right, so then we're placing the lining right sides together with the exterior, and the zipper is in between. All right, so this I'll just get like as close as I can to 3/8. This might be easier to sew from the other side. But it's really not that big of a deal if my seam allowance is not right on, because like I'll just trim it. I feel like none of it's really that serious. I guess if it was like a wallet, that's even more precise, but not a big deal. All right, so now folding these pocket panels wrong sides together. I'm just going to put a couple clips on there to hold it. All right, and then we'll top stitch beneath the zipper using a 1/8 inch seam allowance. All right, and then I'm not going to baste around the bottom of this right now because we're going to, when we sew the lining panels together, then we'll trim some of it off. So, and I'm still going to wait to put that zipper pull on. All right, so you just want to make sure that the next panel is centered like I said, I left my zippers a little bit longer than they needed to be, so I'll need to trim them off. So I feel like normally, even when I'm busy, I'll keep up with like commenting on things in the group and whatnot, and I haven't even been doing that. So yeah, I'm just really ready for everything to go back to normal. So that is basted in place. I feel like some of my dashed lines on step 13 got moved. And now, yes, we're taking the other lining pocket panel A and placing it right side up behind this piece. Hey, Wendy. How have you been doing? All right, so again, this will be at a 3/8 inch. All right, then we'll press that away from the zipper and top stitch using a 1/8 inch, yes, 1/8 inch seam allowance. Oh, so I did get a 3D printer for Mother's Day, and I haven't made anything sewing related yet. I made, you know, like the porch geese. I made a desk goose. I figure since I spend so much time at work, I might as well have something fun on my desk. So now I have a goose that has magnetic interchangeable hats and things that she holds. So that was fun. And the 3D printer is kind of nice because I can like turn it on and not pay attention to it, and it just does its thing. So I don't have to actually have time to do anything. All right, I'm going to put this zipper pull on now. I want it to close that way, so I'll put it on this end. Oh, and I did get out tags. Oh, Wendy, I've missed you too. All of my testers or the people who post regularly, I haven't talked to anybody. Like, I'm just working. So I got out these 2 tags, and I kind of feel like I'll probably put it on the side part, like on the black, but I don't know if I want to use this colorful tag because I feel like it kind of looks cool with the rainbow, and I am using the rainbow hardware. Or I got out, a tag that's just got the white on it, black and white. So what tag should I use? What tag would you use? Rainbow or white? And then I got out one of my blurbs tags. And it says I freaking made this. There was another one that said something like made with chaos, and I kind of almost want to use that one. I don't remember what color it was. Hello, Norma. Rainbow, rainbow, black and white. So far, rainbow is winning. Sorry, Wendy. Rainbow. Oh, hi, Nicole. You're right, Julie. The white does show up better, but I really like so I like the rainbow, and I feel like I don't use these ones as much because they don't go with whatever, but I do feel like it goes with this. Like it looks good with that. And I'm going to put it on, I think toward the bottom, maybe like over the seam once I sew the front and back panel together. So maybe like right there. So I think it'll look cool on the black. The rainbow will show up nicely, like better than it would if I was putting it on the check. And the only other thing I'm doing different to this, well, I'm not adding a crossbody strap because I won't use it. And I'm adding a zipper overlay on the interior zipper pocket because that's just like the only way I make them now. And I cut it out of the check vinyl. Oh, I also made a Post-it note holder on my 3D printer, which I printed out of like a white filament. Okay. I need to order. Hey, Kathy, if you are still here, I got this hump jumper from you, and it's like this shimmery purple. What filament is that? I'm guessing it's maybe from Bamboo, because I know you have a Bamboo Labs printer, but I need that filament. But I was going to make another Post-it note holder today just to do a different color one because the one I have is too boring, and I like purple. All right, so far I'm not doing too bad. I think like it's coming back to me how this goes together, and I'm looking at the directions though too. All right, and then I'm going to top stitch this. So does anybody else that sews also have like an obsession with office supplies? Oh, I saw pens that I could 3D print. Like you can make the outside part of it, and then you can just buy a refill or take apart some kind of certain pen, I don't remember, to get the ink cartridge out of it. And I might do that. Uh-oh, I think... Oh, no, I think I'm right. Yes, okay. Okay, Kathy, awesome. Cookie CAD. Okay, I've seen Cookie CAD. Okay, I'll look at their stuff anyway. I bet you I can find it if I look. It reminds me of like the Blurple vinyl almost, because it's that light purple with like blue sparkles in it. I wish that I had a store. Oh, I guess I saw that Michael sells filament now. I don't have like anywhere local that I can go to actually buy stuff. I have to just order it all online, which is fine, but it's nice to see stuff in person sometimes. And I have no stores that have 3D printing stuff near me, except I guess maybe Michael's does now. Oh, so the other thing that we've had going on, my youngest son just turned 16. So he's learning how to drive and should have had his license already by now, I guess, but we're a little bit behind on things. And with my older son, it was not my job to like do the driving. I'm not the person for that. It makes me nervous. In turn, probably making the kid driving more nervous. But my husband's hours working are a little different now, so I have been doing some of the driving with him, like on Saturdays and stuff, and it's okay so far. I think I'm maybe more relaxed in my old age than I was with my older son, or something. I don't know. I feel like my tension's off a little bit. But still, it's like not fun because I'm sitting there like trying to give him tips and tell him things that like I think of or notice or whatever that maybe people don't teach you or they won't teach him in driving school, or I don't know, just like little things. Like we live kind of out in the country, so all the roads around here are 55 miles an hour, which is also terrifying because if you pull out in front of somebody, like you're toast. So to have my child learning how to drive somewhere where you drive so fast makes me nervous. The good thing is that there's not a ton of traffic, so but like I was always told, like, if it's dark out and you don't know where the intersection is, there will be a street light there, so watch for the street light, and you know that's when you're coming up to the intersection. Well, I don't know if I'm like too far out in the country for that or what the situation is. All of our streets don't have street lights at the corner, so they do have the dashed line down the center that turns to a solid line when you get close to the intersection, though. So like I feel like that's not something I was taught in driving school, so that kind of stuff I'm trying to tell him while he's driving, but I was just not cut out for this. Oh, lavender elixir. Thanks, Brittany. Oh, well, I was talking about this. Is it the same color as the bowl you made me? Hang on. Oh, it's different, but it's similar. So this is the hump jumper I got from Kathy. See how it's like darker purple with blue. And this is more lilac. I don't know. Cute too, though. I bet you it's actually like the same, but just a different color, huh? Oh, so my son he is doing driving school right now, but he still has to also have 50 hours logged driving time before he can even take his license test. So, and I think with driving school that they only do, I don't know, they only do a couple hours in the car, but they don't have it at high school. We have to pay for that separately, which is how it was. I think when my brother's 3.5 years older than me, he was 3 grades ahead of me in school. When he took driving school, they had it at the high school. And by the time I got there, they didn't have it at school anymore. And you had to pay. Well, I mean, my parents paid, I didn't pay. But it was like a separate thing, not through the school. Okay, I'm going to slide the zipper pull on. Oh, cool. Oh, thought your youngest was trying to kill you. I mean, it seems that way. I don't know, like silly stuff. There was a couple times where I'm like, stop, 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 stop. And I'm like pushing the brake pedal with my foot. And I'm like, oh my God. Thankfully, we're all still here. He's not doing bad. And he's like a very responsible kid. So I think it'll be fine. It's just like, you know, you're putting your life in the hands of an actual child. It's a little nerve-wracking. Okay, this is freaking awesome. So, Kathy, is Lauren getting this vinyl again? I think she said she was, but I will need more of it because I also feel like I need a slouchy bag out of it. All right, I'm going to pin these together. So the way that the bottoms of the lining like line up, they're off a little bit, which is fine, and like how it's supposed to be, because we trim the bottom off anyway. So this, I'm going to sew it together. I have using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, but I'm just going to sew it above this part, maybe. I think I want to use a 1/2 inch above the bottom part, but I don't really know. It doesn't matter. You just want it to be out of the seam allowance at the bottom. Yeah, I would feel like the in-school was probably more consistent because everybody then's taking the same class. So our our driving school, like there were a couple different driving schools outside of like public school that you could pay to take. So I imagine they probably have like a curriculum. I don't know. So my older son, he is 23. And he got his license during COVID. So my husband went with him and had to, like, his driving test was in a parking lot. My husband had to sit in the car with him. The test person, registrar, I think it is, I don't know, told him, like, you can't say anything. If I see your mouth move, he fails automatically. But he didn't even drive out of a parking lot, just did whatever they told him. And then I think had to do like the maneuverability in a parking lot and got his license. So, and I didn't really think about that too much until recently with my younger son driving. Like, there's a whole slew of kids out there driving that took a test with their parent in the car who could have had a mask on, honestly, and been telling them what to do and they wouldn't know. That just drove in a parking lot for their test. That's it. Oh, I wouldn't like driving classes at the crack of dawn. Oh, witch's elixir. Thank you, Brittany. But those are, so the other one that you had was Cookie Cad too. I think when I did driving school, I think I did it on the weekends. I don't remember if it was, they had weekend classes and they had evening classes because I was still in high school, obviously. So I don't remember which ones I did, but I didn't even get my license until I was 18 because I just didn't want to drive. Yeah. And now I drive mostly. I think between me and my husband, I'm the one who usually does the driving. Mainly because I get car sick, so it's better for me to drive. You didn't get yours until you're in the Navy and they made you get it. I could have been like that. So I was getting ready. I was graduating soon. Wait a minute. So I took driver's ed prior to taking my test. I was already graduated, but was going to start college classes, and I needed to get there somehow. And I had a job, and I needed to get there. So I kind of had to get my license out of necessity. And my older son was like that too, like not in a hurry to drive. I guess my younger son, he's getting his out of necessity also, because it's really a pain for us to have to drive him to school and pick him up. So it will be nice for him to be able to drive himself. All right, so I'm just trimming the lining because it's a little bit wider than the main panels, like it's supposed to be that way. So you just trim that off and trim off the end of the zippers. And then I'm going to use a lighter to like re-singe the cut part of the zippers. Oh my gosh. I could not imagine taking a unlicensed driver in a snowstorm on a freeway called what? Blood Alley. The highway driving, I think, is what scared me the most. Like, I have no problem now driving anywhere. Like, when I have classes at Lawrence, I drive there. I've driven there by myself. Like, I have no problem driving. I don't know if I was scared at first, or I don't know. I just really didn't want to drive. I can still say that I'm scared about other people's driving, so. All right, that should be good. All right, so I think this will be okay without interfacing. All right, now we're going to sew on the side panels. So here's where I'll see if this ended up too tall, and it is probably 1/4 of an inch taller than it needs to be. All right, I have all of my pattern pieces over here laid out in order of what I need to use them as I sew. So I'm going to take this back panel and lay it on top of my front panel and line up the tops. That's more than 1/4 inch. Crazy. And that's literally just from me not using the correct seam allowance. So I do see people post in the group saying that their center part came out too tall or too short, and that's what it is. It's the seam allowance on these zippers can make such a big difference. So I'm going to take off almost 1/2 of an inch here. I don't have a rotary cutter. Whoops. I just cut into it all willy-nilly. It's all fine. Right? So I think now, because I had to trim some of that off, I'm going to trim the bottom of this pocket just a little bit more, because I don't want it in my seam allowance at the end. Oh, and I guess I probably should have like taken part of that off the top and part off the bottom, but it's all fine. Okay. I think when it comes to sewing, I'm kind of a it's good enough person. If I have to stress about it, then it's not going to be fun, and I'm not going to enjoy it. I was trying to find, how many of you get my email, or did you see my email come out? Because I sent an email last night for or like saying it's the Apothecary's birthday and that there was a sale. And I was trying to find a different picture to use. And I've made so many of these, but I'm looking through all my pictures and can't find any pictures of any apothecaries that I made. So then I was like looking in my room, and there's for sure one that has a Mormino waterproof canvas on the outside that's like the colored leopard print with bats. I think it has bats on it. It does. I can't find it anywhere, but like I know I kept that. I did not give that bag to anybody. I carried it for a long time because I thought if I can't find a picture, I'll just take a picture of one I have. It's nowhere to be found. Okay, that's good that you guys are getting my emails. I never know, and I switched, so my website's on Shopify, and I used to just use the Shopify email thing, and you get 10,000 free emails a month, which was fine at first, but I think I have like 25,000 email subscribers. So when I send an email out, 10,000 of them are free, 15,000 of them I have to pay for, which I think would be $15. But then like I like to send an email, like for a pattern release, I'll send an email when it first releases, and then another one when the sale's almost over. And then if I have something else going on, and my bill was like getting so high with Shopify from sending these emails, so I switched over to this different emailing platform called Flowdesk because they had a sale, and I think I paid maybe $200 for the whole year in December. But the email setup and everything is different. And it's also different, like what I can see of like what emails were delivered versus what were opened. And when I first sent it and I looked at it, it said something like only 85% of my emails were sent, and that was bad, but why? I don't know why only 85 of them or 85% were sent. So with this new program where I paid that $200, that is like unlimited emails that I can send throughout the year. And then I think though that it was 40 or 50% off. So I think renewal, it's going to be $400, which this year I probably am not sending enough emails that it would be worthwhile for me to have a $400 emailing system. But I think in a normal year, I still would. And I was trying to think really hard. I want, like, it's back to school time, and I was trying to think, like, what back to school or office supply type pattern can I make? Because I really love making the moon dance, but how many notebook covers do I need? And I love office supplies, so I don't know. I've been trying to think of, like, what makes sense to sew it instead of it being, like, a plastic or metal or something. And I just am not coming up with any good ideas. Obviously, there's like a pencil case, but there's also 10,000 pencil case patterns already available. So, all right. So I think my seam allowance was a little weird there, and it made it wavy. But I think once it's sewn together, you won't know. I love this. All right, we need to make the connectors. Yes, office supplies are like my favorite. Pens, I can't even tell you how many pens that I have, like at work even. I take my own pens. Sometimes I use their pens. I can use a different pen every single day. Post-it notes. I generally just use their plain ugly ones now. I used to buy my own, but I think I grew out of wanting to spend my money on stuff to use for other people's benefit. The pens, though, I do care about what kind of pen I'm writing with. Like, should I just make a pen case pattern? Or is that too simple? Or I don't know. Plus, I really wanted to make something that was like quick and easy. So I like those kind of patterns. Everyone at work knows not to touch my pens. My husband bought me some that say like, don't touch my effing pen. I don't use them all the time because I don't know if somebody might say something about that, but a way to store patterns by designer that isn't just a plastic notebook. So do you print the whole pattern, Joni, or do you just print the pattern pieces? I do have my Trapped in the Unit notebook cover, if you've seen that. So it's like a trapper keeper, I guess, similar to a trapper keeper, that you can slide a 3-ring binder into it. The pattern is written for a 1-inch binder, I think, but I have a worksheet in the back of the pattern so that you can make it for any size binder. So if you needed to make it like thick for like a 3.5 or 4-inch binder, you just put in the measurements of your binder into this like worksheet, and then it will give you what pieces or what size you need to cut the pieces for your pattern. I was thinking about making one of those and putting like different page protector type things, like for maybe like trading cards. I feel like there are some of those, or something for like coins, so that it had like small pouches in it, and I could put all of my sewing blurbs tags in it because they are out of control. You have all but 5 of my patterns? Wow. Oh, I get that. I get that, Linda. Or Linda? Lindiana Jones. I'm not sure what your name actually is. I'm assuming Linda. Yes, I do stare at a computer all day long too, but then I'll usually leave my patterns on the iPad just to save paper. Hi, Rhea. Oh, did Tiff do that, Brittany? She has the things in a bind. I want to see them. Oh, I forgot when you guys were here, she wanted to organize my tags, right? So if I buy those things and then somehow get her to come to my house again, she can do that. I'll just mail all my tags to her. Oh, so Brittany, you want to know something funny? Do you remember when we had Tiff's baby shower and I bought her gifts on Amazon and they weren't going to come in time? And then I joked that I probably wouldn't return the stuff. It's still sitting in my house. So where are we at? Like almost 8 months later, I think. No, we are 8 months later. So I need to ask her if she still wants the crib sheets because they're just sitting there. Some of that stuff I think is like swaddles, so I'm sure she won't use that at this point, but I'm horrible about returning things. All right, so I'm just going to top stitch these, but like all of them in a row. That was my thought, Brittany. Like you can always use extra sheets. And I think they're like, I don't know, they were ones that they had on their baby registry. So I think they were like moons and suns or whatever. And there might have been a rainbow blanket in there too. I could honestly bring it all to your party. But it's too late to return now, so somebody might as well use it. And I don't think I know anybody else that's having a baby. So okay, so now we're going to put the rectangle rings on the connectors. I wish I would have made these longer. This is definitely the length I have in the pattern. I mean, and it does work, and I don't want a bunch of connector to be sticking up out of it, out of the seam allowance. I like them to be like nice and tight. But I feel like in my current patterns, I would have made these 3 inches long instead of 2 inches long. I think you just kind of evolve. Hi, Candy. I feel like this is my first live here too. It's been a while. And I honestly, before got over like feeling nervous going live or anything, but today it was there a little bit, so far so good, and there aren't like too many people here, so okay. What am I doing? I'm looking at my live chat for the directions. Okay, so when I put these on, let's see these in place. Okay, the top corner will be right where the seam is for the side panel. And you line the raw edge up with the raw edge of the top of the pocket panel and sew it at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So my watch band is magnetic, and every now and then it picks stuff up. I'll be at work and have like staples and paper clips stuck on here. So Wendy, I obviously can't speak for Brittany, but I did see that she sewed, she finished her backpack recently. The Emma backpack. Candy, I am making the Apothecary tote. I'm making the handbag size. And I don't know if you saw, but my patterns are all 30% off this weekend because the Apothecary is 4 years old. And honestly, after I made that whole sale and sent out an email, I realized that my very first pattern was 8 years old. So I've been designing patterns for 8 years now. And that could have been my sale, which is more exciting than this one being 4. But also, I was shocked to see that this one was 4. So it doesn't seem like that long ago. All right, so these top panels have a slight angle on the side. So you want to make sure that the longer bottom edge of the top panel is lined up with the top edge of the like front assembled part. All right, and then this is sewn on using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And I think I'm going to do this as a drop-in lining, just because it's going to be easier. I might actually finish it then on my cylinder arm machine. I don't know if I can get close enough to the hardware. Yes, I can. I think it's fine. And I'm going to back stitch across those connectors as I sew over them. Yes, drop in, drop in. Oh, yes, Rhea. I would love to see that. Hi, Lauren. You are so welcome. One of the founding members, probably the founding member of the Apothecary Addict. I have the sticker right here. Oh, you can kind of see the top of it. Lauren's definitely made a lot of apothecaries. Lauren, are you going to have this vinyl again? The oil slick checker? I don't know what it's called, but... I didn't use it all, but I'll definitely need more. Yes, I like drop-ins now that I have the cylinder. I mean, I've honestly always liked to drop in. It's just easier now that I have the cylinder arm. Oh no. The supplier can't get it in. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. I would have totally chosen a different product, I guess. Meh. I'm making a bag out of something that you may never need to be able to purchase. So I'll just treasure this bag that much more because I can't get more of it. So that's another good thing about the Apothecary. If you use like a feature vinyl for the center panels, it doesn't use that much. So from the one roll of this that I have, I still have enough that I'll be able to probably make another bag. Now that somebody's probably going to come steal it from my house. Oh, a mini would be cute. Oh, yes. I think you should remake it. Like, this bag could potentially be amazing, I think. I'm going to use it. As soon as I'm done making this, I'm moving all my stuff from Ugly Naked Guy to this one. Like a charm size apothecary. What if I put zippers in it that the pockets didn't actually work? That seems like a lot of stuff for a charm size bag. It's already so good. Oh, I could leave them off and just do like the whole. I could make like the whole panel. That could be cute. Okay. Or you could do it. It is Luxe, just black Luxe. I thought I'd use solid black. Yes, it's so good. Really, if I had like a patent leather black, that would be really good with this. But I like Luxe better anyway, so it's perfect. So I also have that purple, I think it's oiled clay vinyl. And I pulled that out and I was like, ooh, but that needs to be a slouchy bag, not this bag. So, which honestly, this would make such a perfect slouchy bag too, but the purple for sure needs to be slouchy. Okay, somebody do a charm size one. Print it at like, I don't know, 40% maybe? If you do 50% even, you could do a 1/4 inch seam allowance for everything, and that would work out. But I don't know how tiny that would be. Oh, yes, I remember your mini Rachel, Rhea. So Lauren, you should go make a mini one, I think. Yes, do it. And then as soon as I'm done, you can go live and I'll watch you. Because I think you go live when I'm at work most of the time, which is fine because you should go live when you're able to. And I should probably stop living at work. So I wonder, so when I initially draw my patterns up, like I draw all the pieces without a seam allowance. And that's how I get my measurements right. And then I add the seam allowance to them. So I wonder if I still have like the original Apothecary where I first drew the pieces up and there were no seam allowances added, because that would be super easy for me to resize it tiny and then add like a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So you could make it even smaller than 50%. Is that stupid? Like with some, would it do, if I took the time to make a mini Apothecary pattern, would anybody want that? Yes. Charm pack of Jenny bags. Make them all tiny. Candy, this is definitely better than cleaning. And it's more important because it's educational as we talk about sewing and resizing patterns. Cleaning, the whatever mess you need to clean will still be there later. Mine usually are, so. Do you want to know something funny? When I sew fast, my arms jiggle and I can see it. The real reason why I sew so slow. Not really, I'm joking. But they do jiggle. But that's fine. Mini bags are in right now. So would it just be like a little like a charm kind of thing? Like mini like that? Where you can just hang it with a clip from... Because I could do that. And honestly, we could put zippers on the front like for decoration, but just have them be number 3 and maybe not have a lining in it though, because I think it would just get too thick. But how good is this? Ah, perfect. Oh, you're funny, Lauren. Supermodel arms do jiggle. So, you know, there was like that song that used to be on like TikTok and stuff, and it says something about my money don't jingle, jingle. Oh, my money don't. I can't think of how it goes. My money don't something, it jingle, jingles. I like the way you... I can't think of it now. But I was just thinking of that. Jiggle, jiggle. It folds, yes. Is it my money doesn't fold? My money don't jingle, jingle. It folds. I like the way you something. Okay, I'm not a singer, so. I'll have to go listen to that now when we're done. Yeah, I think so, Lauren. I will stick to bag making and accounting. I think I need a break from accounting though. You know, sometimes you have those days where I kind of wish that I was lazy or something, because I'm too ambitious and then I just take on too much and then I just stress myself out. It's okay though. All right. I'm trying to think. Bulge front. I do have in the directions to trim the seam allowance down. Do I want to trim it? Because I feel like I can get this to lay nicer if I leave it. I'm going to leave it. Oh, I know what I'm going to do though. Whoops. I'm going to put tape here to hold it pressed open. Louis Thoreau. I'm gonna look it up. Right, Lauren, I suppose it's not a horrible thing, is it? Just sometimes I think about the lazy people. They still have a job too. I hope that I get paid more than they do, but they still are employed. So... But also, I feel good when I accomplish a lot, and I am not doing it to please anybody else but myself. So there's that. Rhea, I was thinking that. Like, do you think it would look bad if I top stitch it? Maybe I will. Right. Yes, you kept them people employed for how long? I think sometimes, I don't know, or at least I do know actually, like from work, that sometimes there are people that they're not great and they don't pull their weight, but ultimately it's better to have them there doing what they are doing than to not have them there and not have anybody doing that at all. So I might top stitch this. I think it's gonna like reduce bulk at the top to have that pressed open like this. Do we think it will look? Let's just do it. We'll top stitch it. Yikes, the people. Oh, your dog. Oh my gosh. So when like Amazon comes to deliver stuff to my house, they come up to the way my driveway is, it comes around the back of my house. So they pull up to like my back patio door, which is kind of weird, but whatever. So they'll pull up and it's a whole entire glass door all the way to the bottom, and the dog just goes berserk. And I always think, like, I wonder if those people are worried that she's going to bust through the glass. She's really nice, but she doesn't seem like a very nice dog when there's like an Amazon or UPS or mailman out there. Or a stranger. She doesn't like strangers. Unless you come in and you pet her, and then you will become her new best friend. I shouldn't have top stitched this. My top stitching's crooked. 35. Ooh, 35% is so tiny. Okay, so most of this, Lauren, is a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So what are you going to make the seam allowance? Like even less than 1/4 inch? You have to make it 35% of 1/2 inch. Yeah. .75 or 0.175. So that's like, is that 1/8 inch? I don't think so. That's bigger than 1/8. So make your seam allowance between 1/8 and 1/4. So what is between 3/16? Very specific. That doesn't look, I mean, my stitch lines are crooked, but that looks pretty nice having that top stitched. I like it. Thank you, Rhea, for telling me to top stitch it. All right, so do we like my tag like right there? Because I think I do. Which side do it? I don't care what side it's on. I think I'm going to put it right there. Oh, well, I'm not going to put it on the other side because that'd be impossible to sew on. Oh, did you like literally print it already? Ah. Hang on. I need to see. You need to send me a picture of it, but I don't think I'm logged into Messenger on my iPad and my phone is there, so I want to see it. Aha. Well, I'm logged in now, but I'm seeing messages from February 4th, so weird. Okay. Ha. Well, I can't wait to see that. I need this roller. I don't want to put this like all the way at the bottom, but I do want it to be centered over the side seam. All right, so I'm going to tie my threads off for this. And I feel like the last time I was sewing, I figured out what the perfect stitch length was for these tags. Maybe. But if I did, I don't know what that was now. Or maybe I just thought that I wish I would figure out what the perfect stitch length was. I think you should cut and sew it right now. I'm having to update my whole Facebook. Like, I don't ever use my iPad. I literally only use it for sewing and Procreate once in a very blue moon, which I haven't had time for, like, drawing, so I haven't done that. Sorry that you guys have to sit here and watch me figure out how to use my iPad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a Cricut. I have a Silhouette, and I have successfully cut things with it. But recently, when I had my class at Lauren's in March, I took my Silhouette with me to cut out the pockets for, I can't remember the bag name now. Anyway, I had like 800,000 issues, and nothing would stay stuck to the mat. So I did actually end up getting some glue, and I glued up my mat, and then I haven't cut anything out. So, because then I started working intense hours. Not all of my patterns, but a lot of my patterns do have SVGs for like zipper overlays and connectors and things like that. I don't usually do all of the pattern pieces in an SVG, since a lot of them would be like too big, and I feel like it'd be quicker just to cut it out regularly. Hey Jane, I like talked about the fact that I kind of was working on a new pattern, but I haven't talked about it, and it's not to a point where I really can. So when I design a new pattern, I will go into Illustrator, which is the program I use to make my patterns, and I like draw up the pattern pieces. Not even all of the pattern pieces, but like the main pattern pieces. And then I'll add seam allowance, print them out, and then I have like old ugly vinyl that I kept just for this purpose. And I will cut the pieces out of that vinyl to see if they fit together and sew them. So I did kind of do that. I don't know how much I want to say, just because I don't know when I'll actually get to it. Yeah, the painter's tape is a good idea. I did do that, and I was able to successfully cut some of the pieces out. What I needed, I had an extra sticky mat, and that worked a lot better. But then what I took with me to Lauren's were 12 by 24 mats. So I was like, cool, I can like lay out more on this and get it cut. But they were not extra sticky. And that was an extra big problem. So I do think people like the Brother Scan and Cut. Yeah, so, okay, I don't know how much I want to say about the new pattern. It will have a square bottom, not an oval bottom. I want it to be like more of a quick sew bag and maybe beginner friendly, but not like so simple that it doesn't look cool also. But I don't want to talk about the features that I intend for it to have, just in case there's something I can't get to work how I think it will. And I'm definitely not showing what I did yet because I'm like way early in the process. So I literally have drawn up pieces to one size, some of the pieces to one size, printed them, cut them out of ugly vinyl and sewed them together, and they do fit perfectly. So that was nice. But there's still one part that I'm kind of thinking on how I want to do it. And then a feature that I want it to have, but I'm not sure that it will work out or not. So I don't want to say anything about it yet. All right, so this part's going to be a little trickier. I couldn't even top stitch straight when it was flat, so we'll see how this goes. All right, and this is not in the pattern to top stitch this. I'm just doing it because Rhea told me to. So I think instead of like AA, this should be called like AAA. It's the Apothecary Addicts Anonymous. Except we're not anonymous at all. All right, I remember the words to that song now, but I'm still not going to sing it. Oh, I didn't know there was a Singer Memento cutter. That's new. Yeah, I feel like definitely give the cutter a try because it is super helpful. So for the vestibule mini wallets, every one of those that I've made, I cut on my silhouette, and it's nice to have all of the pieces perfect. And I do need to cut some. I would like to cut some more. I need to cut some more. All right, one more top stitch. So how long have I been on here? 94 minutes. I don't know if that's good or not. Oh, wow, 24 by 24. That's awesome. I don't need another thing. I would like to, I'm going to look into that, but I don't need anything. I have enough stuff. I don't sew enough to like make it worthwhile to buy things like that, but I do like new toys. I think when I bought my silhouette, they have one that's like a bigger size like that too. Oh, so cute. That'll be cute, Rhea. If you do 60%, I think it would still, not that you go anywhere. Where you go to Disney World, can't you use it there? I feel like at 60%, you could use number 3 zippers on the front. That would be cute. I like number 3 zippers, and I buy them, and I don't have much to use them for. All right, so I should have marked my centers at some point already, but we're going to do that now. So I have the side seam as my side centers. Okay. And I need to mark centers on this, which I normally wouldn't fold it once I have the Decovil on it, but you know what? I'm going to anyway. See, and I think I told myself that I was going to get in the habit of marking my centers when I cut stuff out so that I didn't have to do it later. And here we are. Hang on, I'm going to get something. Nope. All right, well, I was going to use the pattern piece to mark the center, but I use templates and the center's not marked on them, so I'm just going to measure it. One more thing I just thought of. Before I sew this all together, because I'm going to do this as a drop-in, I'm going to mark. I should have already done this. I'm going to turn it right side out so that I can measure a line 1 inch down from the top raw edge. I think it'll be easier inside out. So that when I fold down that top edge, I have a line to fold it to. Really, I should have marked this before I even sewed this part on. All right. All right, so I'm going to turn it back inside out, and then we'll attach the bottom. Oh, so you know, before I was trying to give out like the free memberships when I've been live, and I never could. But I feel like I got an email. Maybe I should have read it, though. I got an email that I'm said I could gift memberships. Huh. It's only letting me buy it, so I thought I could send out free gift ones. I know everybody else can, so I don't know why I can't, but I did get an email about it, so I don't know. Oh, that's awesome, Maria. I'm glad that you're able to do the virtual class to finish them up. You know, I made a Gabriella. That was probably the last thing I sewed before everything got super hectic. And I haven't used it. And I was just thinking, if I switch to this bag, since it's still summer and it's not crossbody, because I'm not adding the crossbody strap, that I won't like that, because in the summertime I want, like, I don't know, we do stuff where I don't want to have to hold a bag the whole time. Oh, you know what? I want to try these clips that came with the sewing blurbs. They're from Salty Sews. And they're these little clips. And I think they're really strong, but they're cute. And I don't have a lot of them, so I'll just put them in some of the spots. But they're really strong. This bottom is a good one for staples. And I honestly, I might use some because this oil slick vinyl is a little bit slippery. And I'll probably put my zipper foot on when I sew this. Oh, these little clips are adorable. Oh, Lauren helped convince. Good job, Lauren. I guess that's one benefit on the open sew classes, is that you don't have to worry about getting a specific bag done in time. All right, so do you see how I clip my bottoms in? So the main panel fits exactly around that Decoville heavy. So then the edges of the bottom panel are like, they're kind of wrinkly, but you're not going to sew over any wrinkles. And it just fits nice at the seam line. But I do think that I'm going to staple this. And I still didn't buy a new stapler. Every time I'm on live and I have to staple, and I complain about this tiny little stapler that I have in here, and people will tell me which stapler to buy, I never buy a new stapler. Someday I will. I also don't staple very often. Oh, choose your own adventure. Get one with the plastic inside so it does not leave marks on your material. You need the big clips. Oh, Rhea, you'll have to let me know what ones are best clips. Oh, Mona, I'm excited that this is your favorite. One of my favorites for sure. Oh, wow, you did 2 patterns. That's actually a lot then. But the choose your own adventure sounds fun. But also I think I should put the staples the other way so they don't scratch up my sewing machine. But also a little bit more work since you have to help with different things. All right, that's hard to staple upside down, so I guess I don't care if I scratch my sewing machine. Figure if I keep these staples far enough away from the seam allowance, or far enough away from the seam line, I can just cut them all off when I trim the seam allowance. Clips to hang laundry outside from Amazon. Oh, look. You know what, Julie? I don't usually use staples, but for one, I haven't sewn much lately, so I don't trust myself. And for two, the rounded bottom, the way the corners on this one are, because they're like a tighter curve, they're a little bit trickier to sew. And I just feel like I'm out of practice enough where that extra is not going to hurt. I shouldn't have just mixed all those clips right in. I'll never find them. Okay, I am going to switch to my zipper foot so that I can sew really close to the Decoville. All right, so then when I sew down around the corners, I rotate the whole bag so that I'm keeping the side panels, like the main panels of the bag, flat. Hang on, where's my screwdriver? A screwdriver is good to hold things in place down here like a stiletto, but like better. But anyway, the main panels of the bag I keep flat against the bed of the machine, and I rotate it so the bottom is facing up toward the foot. I feel like that first corner I messed up. I should have stapled, or I should have left some clips there maybe, or stapled a little closer to the seam allowance or the seam line. Oh, thank you, Rhea. I'll look at Julie, we'll see if that's smart or not, because honestly, I was thinking I could also accidentally cut them with my scissors, and I'll be mad if I ruin my good scissors, so we shall see. Oh yeah, cylinder arm is good for bases too. I do like it for that also. Honestly, I like sewing everything on my cylinder arm, but it's easier for me to set up over here. Kind of want to make sure that looks good before I trim anything off. So I'm scared to trim it, that I might hit a staple with my scissors. I'm going to have to locate and clean those all up later. Oh, they are going everywhere too. I do have like a sharp robot vacuum, so hopefully it doesn't mind sucking staples up. I feel like they're probably in my hair and everything. All right, most of them came out easy. Some of them are still halfway stuck in. Hi, Annette. Yes, I think stapling just the corners might have been a good idea. There are staples literally everywhere in this room right now. But it's fine. Okay. Let me trim the seam allowance down, and then I think we go on to the lining. I'm super excited to be making an apothecary. I feel like too often I'm so focused on getting out the next pattern that I don't go back and sew my old patterns. But apothecary is one of my favorites. And I need to do more of like celebrate the pattern birthdays type thing. And that would allow me to revisit some of the old patterns. Okay, super excited about this. So let me think, because I'm doing a drop-in, I can turn it right side out. So there was one part where I sewed through a little bit of the Decoville heavy, and I think it's that corner right there that's not poking out really good. But it's not that bad, so I think it'll be fine. All right, so that looks pretty amazing, right? I'm enjoying it. Thank you, Annette. How, Regina Phalange? Yes, Rhea, do it. If you make one of the big ones, if you make the biggest Regina Phalange, it's huge, and then you could buy like a ton of stuff, vinyl and whatever, and fill it up. It has been way too long since anybody's seen me. Beth, your favorite pattern of mine? I have no idea. I didn't know you had a favorite. Mr. Heckle's at 85. Love. What is my favorite? I don't know. Like every time I make one, I'm like, this is my favorite. And then I make a different one. I'm like, oh, this is my favorite. So I don't know if I have one. Beth's favorite is Frank Jr. Do I remember how to make my patterns? Some of them, yes. If it's been a while, not always. I do have the directions over here on my iPad, so I have been watching that. And especially when I haven't sewn in a while, there's a better chance that I don't remember. I definitely don't remember the names of my patterns. And I don't remember the names of my pattern pieces ever. Mr. Frank. All right, so I'm doing the zipper differently than how it's listed in the pattern, just because I'm going to add a zipper overlay. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. And I need to decide for sure what tag. Oh, your mom loves the How You Doing bowler bag. That's actually what my mom has too. At 90%. Yeah, I think hers is at 90%. Which is like perfect size for me. I like that. See, I like that one too. Oh, Rhea, that's perfect for a travel pouch. I have a DOP kit kind of thing, toiletry bag that I made out of the Frank Jr. main panel. So just I think it's the lining main panel that I cut exterior and lining out of, and then I bound it. And I left like the front pocket off entirely. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. Hopefully not. But I feel like it must be right if it feels wrong, because this always feels backwards. So hopefully that's the case. Yeah, teeth are up. Is that right? Yes, it is. Oh, that didn't stay stuck. See if I can get this to lay nicely. If I don't use tape, I definitely have wavy zippers, and I think I have wavy zippers half the time anyway. And I think it's because my tension is not quite right. Wait, okay, now I'm going to top stitch this. Okay, yeah, I'm doing it right. Because then that way when you open up the zipper, the right sides will be on the inside of it. Wow, I can't believe it's already 3 o'clock. So I don't know what I'll do for the rest of the day once this is done. If it's not going to rain, I might have to water my garden. I have no idea what the current status is outside. I can kind of see through the window. Oh, so I bought black curtains for my sewing room to try to help keep some of the heat out because it gets too hot in here, even with the air conditioner, and it actually helps quite a bit. So I have, the only thing about that is that I can kind of see outside through one window, but not enough to know if it's sunny or not. All right, now I'm going to put my zipper pull on here. Okay. So the lining panels are slightly angled. So you need to make sure that the more narrow part is at the top. And I'm going to mark my center. All right, and I have my overlay, which I just cut from a generic template that I have. And I'm going to put 1/8 inch tape around the outer edge of it. Oh, so I never talked about or posted in my group anything about this, but the first thing that kind of happened before I was even working so much that I couldn't think, that kind of put a damper on my sewing stuff. Right before I had my class at Lauren's, and while I was in the process of finishing up the Rachel pattern, I have an external hard drive on my computer which is where I store everything. I have all of my patterns and like also pictures of my kids when they were little, everything. So I have like a lap desk that I use to sit my laptop on while I'm sitting on the couch, because a lot of the time when I'm working on a pattern, I can't stand to just stay at my desk for that long. So I had the external hard drive, which if you don't know, that's this, and it plugs into the side of my laptop. So I had it plugged in and it was resting like this on the side of the lap desk. And then I have my coffee table is like up here from where I'm sitting, and I had water on it. So I like grabbed this on the side of my lap desk because I didn't want it to fall off while I leaned up to grab my cup so that I could get a drink. And when I leaned on this, which has spinning discs inside of it, which I honestly didn't know because I don't know that much about stuff, computer stuff, which caused the discs to rub together, and I couldn't read anything on the disc anymore. So I'm literally about to finish and release the Rachel pattern. And thankfully I had close to finished PDFs in my tester group that I was able to download to my computer and make the final edits that I needed to in the PDF instead of in Illustrator where I normally do. I made those edits, got the pattern released and everything. I had to send my hard drive to a file recovery place. I can't remember the File Savers, I think it was. And it literally cost $2,000 for them to take it apart, because I guess they have to do it in like a sterile room, or maybe I got ripped off, I don't know. And to have everything that was saved on it restored as best they can. Some of my pictures are like scrambled looking now, or like you can tell where the disc was actually damaged. Oh, I need to put my tag here. Do I want that? I freaking made this. Hang on. So anyway, they were able to restore almost everything. So that was like all of my pattern files are on there. I kind of like this one. It says effing chaos. And parental advisory, explicit content. I like that too. I'm going to use those. Yeah, so I was able to get back most of my stuff. And then I was like, as soon as I get this back, they put it on a similar hard drive. And people told me that I should get a solid state drive because the discs inside don't move, so you don't have that possibility of that happening. I have not done that yet. I probably will. And I also planned to save everything to Dropbox or something so that it's all backed up somewhere like cloud-based. I just, that like made me want to get sick. Because I literally thought everything was lost forever. Thankfully, I didn't try to like open it myself, because I started Googling stuff about it, and I saw something that said, well, if you just open it up and blah, 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 I don't like put it in a new one. I don't remember exactly what it said, but I'm like, ooh, should I do that? And then my husband talked to the IT guy at his work, who was like, oh no, this is like a delicate procedure. It has to be done in a sterile environment where there's no dust or anything. And you pretty much get one shot to recover anything off those discs. And if you mess up, then that's that. So I'm like, oh, I'm definitely not trying it myself. So that was an expensive lesson to learn. Don't lean on an external hard drive. I didn't realize, I guess, that there were discs in there that move. And I think it's a good thing that I wasn't in the middle of saving anything when I did it. Like, it was just plugged in. But yeah, so because of that, even before I was working insane hours, I was like, well, I'm not going to work on a pattern. I don't have like my templates that I use or anything. So thankfully I have all that back. I haven't opened up all of them, but for the most part, they seem to be fine. All right, so now I'm just cutting the lining away from behind the overlay. And I still cut the pattern pieces to the same size. I think the opening, the interior zipper pocket pattern pieces, I cut the same size as the pattern has them. I think the opening on this overlay is 6.5 inches. Maybe 7. Let's see. 7.5. So, and this zipper is 9 inches, so that'll work fine. All right, so now I'm going to put 1/8 inch tape along the opening. Are there enough people here still that I should keep on going, or should I like finish this off camera? But then will I? If I'm not committed to this, I might just never finish it. Keep it going. Okay. Oh, Joni, that's good to know. So I do have some stuff in Dropbox, and I only have the free Dropbox, not a paid Dropbox. That's the other thing. I hate paying a subscription for everything. So I don't know, like, do I want to use Dropbox or do I want to use, there's another one that I have. I can't think of what it is. I hate when I like blank on a word. Oh, a full carton of ice cream. Beth, that sounds good. Oh, so the ice cream place close to me. Well, there's 2 that are close to me. But one of them, I just saw today that they have like a peach cobbler sundae or something. I don't remember what they're calling it. But I feel like I deserve ice cream today. And that sounds super good. It was like hot peach cobbler with something. Vanilla ice cream and caramel drizzle or something like that. I don't know. That sounds divine. So I think when I finish sewing this, I should treat myself with some ice cream, right? I have been very healthy with my eating all week. Okay, I'm going to keep going. It is, Rhea. I bet Alice couldn't remember words either. It's awful. Like, I'll be talking, then I'm like, oh, what is the word for that one thing? I don't know. I can't remember. And then I saw something about B12. So I'm like, oh, maybe I have a B12 deficiency. So I take B12 every morning. I don't know if it helps, but I do think it gives me more energy. So, and they taste good. It's like a dissolvable mixed berry or cherry or something. I do need ice cream. Ah, okay. I think that settles it then. I have to go get ice cream when I'm done. They also have root beer floats, and I do enjoy root beer float, but I think I enjoy peach cobbler better. So earlier, when I was getting out the templates to cut this out, I pulled out a different set of templates. I think it was something else. I can't remember the word for that either. Whatever. I pulled out, I think it was a Mr. Heckles, but I pulled the templates out and they started to fall, and I went to catch them with my arm, and it like scraped all up against my arm. And I've got this like, I don't know, road rash it looks like on my arm now. It like instantly looked like a bruise, and then thankfully that kind of calmed down and it's not that bad now. But I'm like, oh man, like maybe this is a sign that I should not be sewing, injuring myself immediately. All right, so I'm going to try to bring my needle down in the same hole where I started. I don't know which thread is the one I just cut. I think it's this one. Okay. Vegan blueberry basil. Ooh. Oh, so, oh, peanut butter rice. Rhea, I have still not had any of your homemade ice cream. So, like, do you still bring that stuff to So Whatever Studio ever? Because maybe in September. Last time I went to, or I guess multiple times when I've gone to So Whatever Studio, but there's an ice cream place there called White Cottage, and they have a blueberry ice cream, and it is so good. Yes, Rhea. Yay. No one else uses them. Probably okay. Oh, okay. I see. When multiple people are using the Dropbox. Yeah. So I think I have shared file drive. Google Drive is the other one, and I wasn't sure what is better. I was thinking that, and then I was like, no, I think Dropbox is by Google, but it must not be, or maybe it is. I don't know. So I have shared things with people on Dropbox before, but never like had anybody else have access to the whole Dropbox that I'm using. Yes, Google Drive. Well, I'm jealous of all these people that have had Rhea's ice cream. So I wanted to buy a Ninja Creamy so bad because I'm like, well, I can make healthy ice cream with that. Well, yeah, right. Like I'll actually use it, but I'm cheap. And so I like looked at them and then I'm like, well, I don't want to spend that much money, blah, blah, blah. Well, I found this other one that's Shark brand. So it was a little bit cheaper. And I made ice cream in it exactly one time and it was not good. Probably because it was healthy. But I made it with Greek yogurt, and peanut butter powder, and it tasted like powdery. I think I needed to add milk or something. I don't know, but then it had this weird aftertaste, so I'm like, yeah, maybe that's not a bad idea, or a good idea. I should have probably followed the directions instead of just doing my own thing. Oh, I do have a KitchenAid. Maybe I'll do that. Oh, hi, Lauren. We were talking about ice cream, and I just talked about how good the blueberry ice cream is at White Cottage. Oh, I mean, I didn't tell them, like, it's so good that you might be mad and bang your fists on the counter if they don't have it, but, which is what the man that cut, well, he didn't cut in front of us. There was a man and his two sons when we went to go in the door that we like opened the door and he like stepped on my heels. So I guess he thought he should have been going in first. And then he was all huffy and puffy and complaining behind us the whole time. And we were kind of like, you know, you can just go ahead of us. So he did. And then they didn't have blueberry ice cream, which it clearly was not listed on the board. And I don't remember, did he hit his fist on the counter? I feel like he may have, and was like, turned to his kids and was like, do you even want to go here then? And then they left. I don't know. He was a jerk. Yes, makes you want to smack a table. He did actually hit his fist on the counter, right? And this is like teenage girls that are working at this ice cream place, and this guy was just so ridiculous. Oh, I agree with hating Sheets instead of Excel. I prefer Excel. Yes, okay, it was very aggressive. He was not a nice person. And I'll never forget that. But I always think about it when I think about that blueberry ice cream, because it's clearly so good that you can't control yourself and be a freaking adult. Okay. Don't forget to thumbs up. Oh, my video. I'm like, what are we thumbs upping? Oh, can I thumbs up my own video? Oh, Wendy, thank you. I'm making the recess zipper panel right now, but I will actually, since you just said that, mark the lines for drop-in. 100 times easier if I do it before it's sewn together. Wait, I need to make sure that I have the right side. The angle is so slight on this that it's hard to tell sometimes. Still folding laundry. Oh, I need to do that too. So I literally went into my dryer to get clothes today. Instead of folding laundry, I just pulled my clothes out. But my laundry does need folded and or hung. I didn't cut a zipper tab, but we'll worry about that later. I don't think I have any zipper ends. Press the short end of all 4 zipper panels for the wrong side by 1/2 inch. Okay. I cut 2 of my zipper panels out of vinyl, which I kind of wish I would have cut out of the checkered vinyl, but I cut them out of black, but that's fine. So I'm just drawing a line that's 1 inch from the short raw end on each of the zipper panels so that I can fold the raw edge under 1/2 inch by meeting that line. I feel like clothes out of the basket are fine. Who cares if you're wrinkly? Candy, this is an 1181, and Lauren, you missed me talking about the ice cream that I just saw. So like literally when I was eating lunch before this, there's an ice cream place close to me. Oh, I think I might have told you about it when Taylor Swift came out with her last album with the Life of the Showgirl. She had Taylor Swift flavors. So that same place, she has a peach cobbler. Is it peach cobbler or peach crisp? Whatever, one of the two. Sundae or something that's like hot. I think it's peach cobbler with vanilla ice cream and then I think caramel drizzle or something. That sounds really good. So that's what I think I'm going to get. Because Beth's eating a pint of ice cream or a gallon. I don't remember how much ice cream she said she had, but she's eating ice cream. And then it made me think of that, and I'm pretty sure I need it. And then that's why the blueberry ice cream came up, because somebody said in the comments that, okay, yes, come meet me there. Okay, and then do you want to organize my sewing blurbs? Because they're a mess. They're like, I started out putting them in the binder, and probably at least the last year worth of them are just in the bags that they come in. And then I just stuff them in that like little clip bin that you included in one of the months. There's no organization. Oh, peach pie with vanilla ice cream. Oh, you know what? There's this gas station, which I know sounds gross, gas station food, but there's this gas station close to me that's like got a little deli in it. It's not like a chain thing. It's like a small town kind of deal. And they have this peach pie and it's so good. So good. I like peaches. Oh, and I have a peach tree, and last year I had a Facebook memory show up that I had peaches on my tree that were like this big around, and this year I have no peaches, so that's sad. But I think that's kind of how peaches work, that you don't always get them. Use a magnetic sweep. Oh, Candy must be a little bit behind on her watching. To use a magnetic sweep to get all the staples off my floor. Okay, how close are Rhea and Tracy to each other? It's fun to have local sewing friends. Brittany is like an hour and a half from me. Maybe a little bit less, which isn't horrible, but it's like just far enough to be like inconvenient to go there ever. Oh, are you guys gonna go? That's so exciting. Sounds like an ice cream date. $20 away and you've never met up? Oh, that's going to be so fun. I think you guys should go live or something while you do that so that we can all be there too. It's exciting. All right, I'm afraid I'm going to like zip my zipper off the end of this, which is why I like to put my tab on first. I'm hoping that I have like a zipper end somewhere, which isn't something I normally buy, but I have, so there should be some. I really just don't feel like sewing a zipper tab. Right. So the first time that I met Brittany, oh, do you play matchmaker? So the first time though that I met Brittany, she literally picked me up to drive me to a sewing thing that Lauren had before she had the studio, but people I've never met before, and I just get in a car to ride overnight with her to Illinois from Ohio, her and Tiffany. And it's funny to think back, like, I don't know, you know, you're not supposed to meet strangers in person that you meet on the internet. And I think probably all of my good friends I have met off the internet. So whoever told us not to meet up with people on the internet, they were liars. Right? That's all I do too. I guess I do meet people at work, but like I don't want to be friends with the people at work, so. That's not what I'm there for. Well, Lauren, I hope that doesn't happen to you. We would have to come hunt that person down. It's funny to me that I feel like there are so many people that sew now. And maybe it's not, I don't know, but a lot of people do sew. But at the same time, I feel like there are no people that local to me. Like, Brittany's semi-local. But like, that close to me, I don't know of anybody that sews bags. And I feel like I don't even have any like local fabric stores anymore. We used to have a quilt shop not that far away, but it was like quilting fabric, not anything I'd ever want to make a bag out of, like stuff that my mom would want to make a quilt out of. Anyone in Florida? I'm in Ohio. Okay, I don't usually use double-sided tape on my zipper overlays, but I think I'm going to put a strip of it down the center of this just to hold these together. Oh, there's someone in Tampa. Is anybody that's on here in Ohio? All right, that seems okay. I would love to work at a quilt shop. I think if I did, any money that I made there would be spent there. So I kind of miss, I'm not like a quilter. I've never been a quilter. I have made a couple quilts. Not great ones, like nothing super fancy. I've made some fairly fancy mini quilts for different mini quilt swaps back in the day. And I have two that I made myself hanging on my wall. But I like paper piecing, and I have not done that in a long time, but it's like time consuming, and I just don't ever feel like I have time for that. Oh, I did see on TikTok somebody made a paper pieced Diet Coke quilt. That was pretty cool. I don't even drink Diet Coke anymore, but I kind of want to make one. Maybe that's what I need to do is I stopped drinking pop altogether. Well, soda. We call it pop in Ohio. But I was drinking diet because it doesn't have calories in it. But then I'm like, I think that's bad for you, all the stuff that is in it. So I stopped drinking it. And now I just drink water, and it's so boring. Michigan, that's not too far. Oh, Lauren, that sounds good. I'm guessing it's Rhea, did you get a watch because of mine? Do you like my watch? Oh, look at my flower. So I know I've shown, I can't. This is a dahlia that was in my yard this year. Isn't it pretty? But is that why you got a watch like mine? Yes, working too much is bad. Oh, pop in Minnesota too. Okay, so at least you all don't think I'm weird. Drink that Diet Coke. I should, huh? Every now and then, you know what's funny though? I quit drinking it and it tastes gross to me now. I can taste the aspartame or whatever, that sweetener. It doesn't taste good. Diet Dr. Pepper though. I do have one of those every now and then. And I've been drinking Olipop, which I think has a little bit of like real sugar in it, but not any of the other stuff, but it's tasty. So I do have some things in my life that aren't horrible. I am weird. I can't help it. Your secret came out. Rhea, you also could have copied off of Brittany because Brittany has the watch too. Same one. I think her band is pink And her metal might be rose gold. But she definitely has it. This is Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 or something like that. And if you want to be like me and Brittany, that's a good thing to be. Drinking diet makes your tummy hurt. So I haven't had like a regular full sugar drink in years. And that also doesn't taste good to me. I want it to. Like, I want it to taste good. Sometimes I mix lemonade into my water. That's tasty. So I've been using the same bobbin the whole time. I feel like this has to be getting close to running out. And I have like 2.5 bobbins of black, I think. So I came in prepared, and I'm not needing them. And now it's going to run out while I'm top stitching, I'm sure. Ah, stevia, yes. So I started putting stevia, organic stevia, in my coffee. And at first, I couldn't stand the taste of it, but it is like better for you than any of the other like artificial sweeteners, because it's not artificial, it's from the stevia leaf. And it had the most foul taste, I thought, but now I like it, so I guess your tastes change. Oh, that's cool, Tracy. I wonder if you can just like stevia leaf extract. Maybe you just like mush the leaves up, and I don't know how you get anything out of it. That's cool. Oh, so if you're planted that, do you plant anything to like make tea yourself? Because that's exciting. That would be like exciting, I think, to make my own tea. I don't know if I would actually do it. And I'm not like a big tea drinker, but I do like tea. I don't know if I hear the dryer running or music playing. I can hear something like something. And I have a 16-year-old kid, so it could be loud music. Yeah, like it's weird how the taste of it at first is like, oh. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it. Like, I will drink my coffee and just be like, oh, so good. And you know what? It's a black coffee with stevia in it. So like, it's not that good, but you just get used to it, I guess. Ah, I literally ran out of bobbin right there. It's fine. I'm not pulling out stitches. I'll just sew back over that. This is my bag anyway. Doesn't matter. Funny that I was just talking about that, though. I should have known. I should have just changed. I think my bobbin also just fell on the floor. Oh, dehydrated. Or freeze dry your stevia, and when dry, blend to a powder. Oh, that's a good idea. So I feel like if you wanted to make like your own tea, that you could like dry the leaves of the stevia too and put it in with the tea blend, and then maybe it would be like a sweetened tea. I don't know if that would work, but in my head it makes sense. All right, so I'm just going to drop my needle down into the hole from one of the previous stitches and just backstitch a couple stitches and sew over the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 stitches from where my bobbin ran out, and that will kind of hold it in place. So you can use the leaves fresh or dried and crushed into a powder. Maybe next year I'll plant some stevia in my garden because that would be cool to make my own. All right. Zipper panels. I'm going to make my zipper panels point upward. I like them better that way. So let's see. I need to mark the centers. And I do need to look at what the seam allowance should be for this, because I don't know. Well, and where should I put this, like, little parental advisory tag? I think on the inside somewhere. I think I'll put it on the other side of the inside. All right, so I'm going to do all of this in one step. So I think in the pattern, I probably have you basting using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I probably should look at that. I know it's a 1/2 inch, but I need to double check. Yes. And I like to do that, I guess, so that the zipper panels don't slide out of the way, but I don't feel like doing that right now. And I don't a lot of the times when I'm sewing for myself. All right, Lauren, good luck cleaning. Huh. All right. So I was thinking about, and I didn't cut it though. I was thinking about putting a slip pocket on the other side of the lining. And I do like having slip pockets in my lining, but also this bag has so many pockets, and there is a slip pocket on the exterior, plus 2 zipper pockets there, plus the zipper pocket on the inside. So I don't think I really need to have a slip pocket on the inside. Am I going to regret leaving that off though? No, I don't think so. I don't want to do it. All right, so I think when you sew these on, you just sew along the two sides. So I'm going to mark the center and then like actually mark it with my pen. And then I'm just going to use 2 pieces of tape on the little short ends of this, but leave the center part not taped. All right, so I think I'll just go 2 inches down from the top and centered. All right, and then I'm just going to use 1/8 of an inch seam allowance to sew down one side and then down the other side. Okay. That's funny. All right, now we've got the center mark there. So I'm going to line it up with the center of the other side of the zipper panel. Oh no, I threw my clip in the trash. How does it immediately get buried? All right. Need to mark the center on this. Oh my gosh, you threw your snips away? I don't know if I've ever, I guess there could be things that I'm missing and I didn't know that's what happened to them. The clips that fly in there, they just mysteriously go to the bottom somehow. I found that one. I just knew if I didn't dig for it right now that I would forget, and because who knows how long it'll be before I sew again. Hopefully not this long. But I know I would just throw it away. All right. I don't think I'm going to top stitch this part like I did the exterior. So I have these, I use a magnetic clip bowl. And these metal clips are like becoming magnetized in there more than like the plastic ones have the metal piece on it, but I guess it's not big enough. So every time I go to grab one out, like they stick together and I'm getting multiple. Yeah, I'm not top stitching that. I did draw my lines, Wendy. See? So thank you for that reminder twice now. I needed it. All right, I am not, I don't know what I was going to say. I'm not using staples on the lining. I feel like if you pop staples into woven fabric, it like snags and it can have cause a run in it. I don't mind them in vinyl. Maybe I would sew more if I always had Wendy over here cheering me on and clapping for me. All right, so I'm going to, like when I clip the side seams to the base, I'm just going to kind of press the seam open. Right? The cheerleader helps. Maybe I'll bring Wendy with me all the time, so when I do stuff, she can grab for me. Whoop. Hang on. All right, I like these little metal clips, but I feel like they're not quite big enough. Pom-poms. I could see you actually having pom-poms, Wendy. Oh, bye to Ria's husband. I'm excited to look at the clips that Ria messaged me, because I do think big clips would be nice. I thought it just got darker in here. I am so close. If I wasn't this close, I think I would be ready to just give up. So I'm not, the last part though, I will be doing that on my cylinder arm, so that's not going to be on the live because I would have to drag everything over there, and it doesn't have black thread in it, and it hasn't been used, so I need to make sure if it needs oiled or not. Oh, cool. So yeah, I'll definitely check them out for that. I bet they're good then for like the drop-in holding that all together too, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, for training the seams. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Are they metal with like the rubber things on the tip? Because I think, I don't remember who I saw using them. I don't know if it was somebody at my last class that brought their own clips. Yep, okay. So I do know what they are. I don't remember if it was that or if Kathy sent me a picture of her bag with the bottom seam having clips like that on it, or honestly, it could have been Ria that I saw using them because I do watch your videos. Yeah, I probably did see you using them, Maria. I feel like somebody on the Rachel maybe used them on the bottom, like around the bottom seam. Woohoo! All right. Let me make sure that this looks decent enough. Oh, it actually looks pretty good. All right, and I'm going to trim this seam allowance down. All right. So now I just need to put tape around the top of this and fold the top edge down. So how do I want to do that? Uh-oh. Sometimes you glue drop-ins and you use them while the glue dries. Wait, do you sew it then after the glue dries, or do you just glue it? So I think I'm going to... No, that is wrong. I want the tape down there. All right, I'm going to go around this with the tape. And I want the seam pressed open. Okay, you do sew it after the glue dries. I'm like, how long will it hold if it's just glued in? Ah. Okay. So it almost would have probably been easier to put the tape on this while it was flat still, but it's fine. All right, so I'm just going to fold the top edge down to the line. Yeah, that would make sense for you. So I think my cylinder arm is fine enough when I sew over tape. So we're not going to worry about it. And I'm just going to like glob up 1/2 inch tape all over inside this. It's fine. I honestly, I don't know. We'll see. I was going to say I may not tape the exterior and lining together and just use clips for that. We'll see. I definitely could have used 1/4 inch though. All right, so maybe I'll use 1/4 inch on the exterior pieces. That'll actually probably be easier to put the tape on too. So do you put the tape right at the line? Probably. Oh, my half marked line because I didn't mark it before I sewed it together. I should tape it. We'll see. I'm very excited to get it done though. All right, 1/4 inch is probably definitely better for that. And it was easier to put on. Okay, so Rhea, where you put the 1/2 inch, do you like put it halfway on the part that's folded and halfway on like beneath the part that's folded down? All right, I'm guessing that's straight. Let me see if, no, some parts of it are definitely not. Okay. I'm gonna fix this. A couple parts are definitely off where I didn't have a line marked. No, I think that looks okay. Okay. All right, so we'll just do, we'll put tape on this. Okay, so I'm just gonna go, it's easier with the 1/4 inch because I can hold the whole thing in my hand easier. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Rhea, thank you for your guidance. Well, this is probably actually, yeah, it's good for me to tape it because a lot of times with my drop-in linings, they will slip and like I won't necessarily catch the lining on part of the top stitching. So hopefully this way I do. All right, I'm going to actually stick this inside here before I pull the paper off. Okay. So then the Beth clips, which I don't have, so I won't be doing that, but I probably might still throw, well, we'll see. It seems like it's sticking really well because of both parts being vinyl. So the tape really is sticking to it. So I don't think I'll need any clips. And if I don't sew it right away, I may never sew it. So as soon as I end this, I'm going to take everything over to my cylinder arm, get it threaded. Oh, I didn't make the handles. Okay, we have to make handles, and then I'll top stitch this after. Huh. Should have made my handles first. All right, that seems to be stuck in there really good. Thank you, Rhea. Thank you, Candy. I am very excited about it. I'm going to use this bag myself. It turned out perfect. And definitely if you're using all vinyl for the exterior, 100% you don't need interfacing. I only use Decoville Heavy on the bottom panel. So I still feel like I want to put some clips on this. There's like a couple parts. Well, I'm mostly happy with that. I might just throw some, I don't know if these are too tiny, but these clips are really like tough. See, I need the Beth clips for the edges. I feel like over those seams, the big clips would be good. Haha, I love it. Okay, and I guess tell me if this is a bad idea. I like the idea. So black lux for the outside of the handle, and then this striped webbing, which I feel like will be kind of fun with this. So if you think it looks horrible, tell me, but I kind of like it, so. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you guys like my bag because I'm excited about it. I was thinking last night, I almost scheduled the live last night, and then I was like not trusting myself that I would actually have time to do it today. So I didn't, but when I started thinking about it, I thought of this vinyl, and I was like, oh, that would make an amazing apothecary. Okay, we like the stripes. That's good. I love doing handles with vinyl on one side and webbing on the other side. And I almost thought about making the handles out of the checker stuff, but honestly, I want to save that. And I like the checker just being on the center panels. Okay, oddly satisfying is good. I like odd. And I do have strap ends. I don't know that I'm not going to use them. I don't like to add extra hardware to my bags, I guess. Isn't that nice, Wendy? They feel good. Like something about the weight or the structure of the webbing with the vinyl feels really nice for handles. I even do that with leather, where I'll back it with webbing. So I only cut my handles 2 inches wide. And then these are only 14 inches long because I just like smaller handles. I'll usually carry my bag like here on my arm. Yes, definitely some extra structure. I feel like sometimes the handles made out of like 4-fold vinyl, they feel a little bit thicker, but lighter weight, if that even makes sense. Puffier? Maybe that's the term. So I back my personal bags handles with webbing a lot. Candy, the pattern does have a crossbody strap. Oh, that's awesome, Lisa. I skipped the crossbody, but there are connectors and directions for a crossbody strap in the bag, or in the pattern. I don't ever use them, so I don't add them a lot of the times to my personal bags. I do like crossbody bags, but not that have extra handles on them. So like the one with Mormino, that's a really good crossbody. Beginner friendly too. Lisa, that's exciting. And there is also another video. All of my patterns have videos. So there's, I don't know how old the video is, I guess, or how great the quality is, because the pattern is 4 years old. So the video is 4 years old. But it would be more instructional than this. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to look cool. Oh, that's awesome, Candy. I think you should definitely make one. All right. So I do typically, when I'm using webbing on the back, I like to sew like all the way around my handle. And I don't know why. It doesn't matter, I guess, but oh, that's awesome, Beth. I don't know if I ever watched that. I don't. Maybe I will go back and watch it now, though. Hopefully your second video is better than my second video, which I'm not sure what it was, but I know it was not good. My early videos, I didn't know, or I guess I didn't have the software to like put the pieces of the videos together or edit out things. So it's just all there. And some of the videos are like in 4 or 5 parts with me cutting out nothing. So not great. I know there was one that as I was filming it, my phone was clipped into something that was like up above me and it fell. And like that's still in the video that I uploaded. I definitely shouldn't watch that. I mean, that makes me want to. So when we're done here, we should all go watch Beth sew hers. Oh, I remember you having the sew along, actually. That was a long time ago. Did I? I may have watched some of it then. All right, I want... All right, so I like to use this rivet template from Jolie Lee because I never, ever, ever remember what I like my measurements to be for my straps to put the rivets in. And this way I don't have to remember. I just use the B hole and the C hole. And there's also an A hole too. All right, and then I've been using this hole punch that I got a cheap one off Amazon, so it's probably not the best, but it saves my hands. It's having a hard time going through the webbing. There we go. I feel like this is a little bit more of an arm workout, but I'm pretty sure I have carpal tunnel. So sometimes when I use the like plier type punches, it really hurts my wrist and my hands. Carpal tunnel surgery as a birthday present. You know what, Wendy? I think I know a lot of a-holes too. So I don't think I have carpal tunnel bad enough to like have surgery on it, or bad enough that I feel like I want to have surgery on it. And it's actually not as bad as it was now that I don't sew as much. All right, let's see if I have. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to put my handles on until after I top stitch it so that I have one less thing that's going to be in my way. So I think we're going to be done here. And then obviously I will post pictures of my finished bag. So here she is. Looks gorgeous. I need to find a zipper end to put on, but for right now it has a clip. And as soon as I finish this, all of my stuff is going in it. So thank you guys for sitting here and watching me sew for how long? 3 hours. Yeah, I'm so excited. Oh, awesome, Candy. Please, please, please post your bag when you finish it, okay? I would love it if people could post apothecaries in my group right now. I feel like my reach from not posting so much is down, so I don't know how many people actually know that I have a sale going on. So, yeah. Thank you guys for keeping me company, and I would not have made this whole bag if you weren't here. So, thank you for that. I needed this. And hopefully we have something new, and I see you guys soon more often. So, thank you.